day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all my Cha-Cha gang across the globe. Welcome to another episode of the Cha-Cha album review series on the Cha-Cha music review podcast with yours musically, Artiste. I say happy new month to you all. I pray this month soften our hearts and bring us peace. Before I go on, let me just quickly apologize for the bad voice. I went to MC an event during the weekend, and along the line I lost my voice. So more than no say my voice no sweet as it's supposed sweet. But that said, I'll do everything I can to SuKASSa on this episode. Now, after 2 to 3 years of waiting, Wizkid has finally released his Made in Lagos album. The album, which contains 14 tracks, was released on the 29th of October 2020, and it features the likes of Burna, Skepta, Tems, Terri, Marley, H.E.R, Taylor, projexx, and the production credit goes to Juls, Blaq, Jerzee, London, H.E.R, and Juls. Now, No Stress and Smile, which features are the two songs that were released as a single off the album, so I will not be talking about that. To be honest, this is the hardest album I've ever had to review on the Cha-Cha album review series. And the reason why this album was difficult for me to review is because I didn't want to review the album and sound as if I'm a hater, and there was no way I could actually do that. In fact, I wanted to do a track-to-track review of the album, but if I had done that, a lot of Wizkid FC will come for me, and I know they feel fine, so I just decided to do a summary. Now, I have said this and I'm going to say this again. Wizkid is a talented artist. He has proven that time and over time, and I've always maintained that Wizkid can always do better. But when a guy no do better for this album. For an album that you've been talking about for the past 2 to 3 years, this is not the kind of music we expect you to put out. Now, I had a lot of expectation for this album, and a lot of people will say, maybe we're the one that was having a lot of expectation. I mean, when an artist don't hype an album for the past 3 years, and he has been going from interview after interview to tell you, that album said. And finally, the album drop, I do say, okay, I bet, is this the Made in Lagos album, or this is a preview album, or there's still going to be something else? Say, do not get me wrong, there are songs on the album that are good. Songs like True Love, which features Taylor and projexx. For me, that was the best song off the album, and that's my personal best song on the album. There's also Essence with Tems. Now, in as much as this song has the same baseline instrumental with Bad Energy, Tems killed this song. I mean, she finished Wizkid for this song totally. For me, I felt like Wizkid for no even feature for this song, but just take the song, made the girl just carry and let go. Still talking about songs that sounds like Bad Energy. The song with Skepta, which is titled Long Time, that song is Bad Energy 2.2, because now the same instrumental, same beat, same vibes, same melody, and just different lyrics. Now, in terms of solo effort, Sweet Love is a good song on the album. As sweet as Reckless will have been, I felt like at some point Wizkid was just rambling on and on, especially towards the end of the song. This song for us end for another kind 2 minutes. You don't need to carry this song enter 30 minutes. Like I said, this album was difficult for me to review. Until date, I still haven't found that shock value, that extra feel, that thing where we say, I've listened to this album for more than 20 times, and every time I listen to this album, I still haven't gotten that feel of, oh, I'm listening to a masterpiece, or I'm listening to a great project. It just feels like, okay, I'm just listening to Wizkid. There's nothing extraordinary. I can't see the reason why Wizkid would have taken 3 years to come out with this album. No, I can't. There's no shock value for me, honestly speaking. But before I go on and tell you, the rating of the album and whether or not you should download the album or you shouldn't download the album, I reached out to some few people, just to get their random opinion about the Wizkid album, and this is what they had to say.
I find Wizkid's Made in Lagos album a bit average. It's basically, when you look at the weight of the artist, when you look at who's coming, who you're expecting such from, you'd expect something more of like, you'd expect an album that would give you a weight that would pull it, that would give you something close to 9/10 to 8/10. The songs, the songs lacked a bit of Wizkid and a bit of that exposed Wizkid that we know. It's actually, I find the album, it's actually more like 6/10. It's actually a basic, decent album for me, but there's nothing mind-blowing about it. I don't find anything mind-blowing about it because it's Wizkid, and I expected something more from Wizkid.
Hi, my name is Cassandra, and this is my take on the Made in Lagos album by Wizkid. First of all, it's that album we've all been waiting for because Wizkid said he was going to release it and everyone has been anticipating. So we were all expecting the whole party vibes and the dance and the twerking kind of music. And he shocked us all by releasing something that you just listen to relax. So this album is mostly for relaxing. It's not the kind of song you shake your butt to or something like that. You just relax and just feel the vibe, go with the flow kind of music. And personally, I think this is a different side of Wizkid, and it's nice to see actually. My personal favorite on the album is Essence. I love that song. But all in all, the album was okay, in my opinion.
Well, based on the fact that Wizkid has been hyping that album since is it 2 years ago? Since 2018, if I'm right. It made a lot of people have this high expectation, They are expecting something extraordinary. But I'm telling you, musicians, if you can really listen to music and know what music is, when you listen to that album, you will hear sounds, you will hear vibes. In terms of production, the instruments used, lyrically, I won't rate it. You understand? I won't rate it. But when it comes to the sound, the vibe, the album get down. For me, the album is okay.
Good day, I am Omoniyi Faith, anchor of the Soundview podcast. So for an album with so much expectation, with so much vibe to it, you would expect that the album will be phenomenal, to be exceptional, but then this album has not really lived up to that. Although the album is good, but then it is not very, very exceptional. There is a track that talks about Lagos where there's this woman that's in cold pure water and all of those things. But then other tracks on the album do not have the made in Lagos elements to it. And a lot of people are not finding that funny at all. Also, Wizkid's songwriting prowess is not top notch on this album, and there are quite a lot of fillers in this album too. Not every song is really unique, but then still good work coming from Wizkid.
I had to do that because, like I said, it was difficult for me to review the album and I don't want to sound like a hater. That's why I said let me just get other people's opinion, so that at least if you hear from other people, you know that then you can now decide what to do. Now that you've heard what other people have to say about the album, let me give you the rating of the album. If you are a fan of Wizkid, if you are part of the Wizkid FC, obviously please go ahead, download the album, listen to it and enjoy it and hype it and give it all the things that you can give it. But if you are a fan of music, then our advice is to just download these few tracks of the album. The tracks like Blessed, True Love, Roma, Piece of Me, and Essence. Those are the tracks that I believe that are at least manageable on the album. The rating of the album is going to be a 6/10. With that, I have come to the end of another episode of the Cha-Cha album review series on the Cha-Cha Music Review podcast with yours musically, Artiste. Once again, apologies for the bad voice. Till I come your way with another episode, I say thank you and one love.